Democrats, fake news media, and law firm Perkins Coie try to take down honest Jim Jordan with disgusting, scurrilous charges by Jim Hoff for the GatewayPundit.com. Tough and honest Representative Jim Jordan from Ohio is a potential candidate for Speaker of the House and is a tenacious member of the House Freedom Caucus. Jordan again shows that if you are an outstanding voice of the American people and you love this country and you want to make it great again, then you are a target of the Democrat Party. Fake news, MSM, and the Democrats' top legal firm, Perkins Coie. Representative Jordan is under attack because he is on to the many crimes committed by Rosenstein and others in the corrupt FBI and DOJ cabal. He destroyed Rosenstein last week in an interview at the Capitol. Yeah, let's take a quick listen, even though we've seen it.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Rosenstein, why are you keeping information from Congress?
Congressman, I'm not keeping any information from Congress that it's appropriate.
In a few minutes, Mr. Rosenstein, I think the House of Representatives is going to say something different.
I don't agree with you, Congressman. I don't believe that's what they're going to say, and if they do, they'll be mistaken.
I disagree, but I think in a few minutes the House of Representatives is going to go on record saying you haven't complied with requests from a separate and equal branch of government, that you haven't complied with subpoenas, and you got 7 days to get your act together. I think that's what's going to happen in a few. And that's not Jim Jordan. I think that's a majority of the House of Representatives. In just a few minutes, I think that's going to happen. And I want to know why you won't give us what we've asked for.
Sir, I certainly hope that your colleagues are not under that impression. That is not accurate, sir. And
it is accurate. We have caught you hiding
Mr. Chairman, can we allow the witness to answer? Mr. Chairman, point of order. We can go to Mr. Jordan's press conference and listen to him, but we came here to hear from the witness.
The time
Those are the
belongs to the
Democrats.
gentleman.
Mr. Rosenstein,
Can we allow him to answer?
we have caught you hiding information.
Allow him to answer.
He will be permitted to
I ask
answer when Mr. Jordan.
Why do we have them here?
We'll allow him
and not
additional
allow
time to answer.
Why are they not allowed to answer?
The gentleman's out of order. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized.
Mr. Rose, let me make this one point, then I'll let
Yes,
you
Mr.
answer.
Jordan, I'd like to
Let me
answer
make
your
this one point
question, sir.
where we've
Can I
caught you
answer
hiding
your
information,
question,
then you
sir?
can answer. Why did you hide the fact that Peter Strzok and Judge Contreras were friends? Why did you redact that in the documents you gave to us? Judge Contreras is kind of important. FISA court judge, more importantly, just as importantly, the judge that heard Mike Flynn's case. Why did you try to hide that from us?
Mr. Jordan, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to respond.
Oh, Lord.
I've heard you make those sort of allegations publicly on
We
TV.
didn't ask if you appreciate it.
Right response, sir.
Mr. Chairman, he should be given
Right
the
here.
opportunity.
Now, Mr.
In
Jordan,
other words, you know what he's just doing? He's just repeating everything Jim Jordan said and all the crap. I appreciate it. Meanwhile, taking up valuable time by, I appreciate your question. Come on. Well, Jordan is a former two-time NCAA Division wrestling champion in college. If you ever met an NCAA All-American wrestler, you know that they are some of the toughest individuals you will ever encounter in your lifetime. This explains Jordan's demeanor on the House floor, because he is good and a candidate to take over the Speaker of the House from the current retiring and ineffective anti-Trump Speaker. Paul Ryan, another one there, is now under attack. This past week, Jordan was accused of covering up a sex scandal by the Democrats and their favorite law firm, Perkins Coie, while Jordan was an assistant coach during graduate school at The Ohio State University, while he, according to a post on Reddit with minor grammar and spelling edits, Perkins Coie was announced as the OSU investigative partner relative to a potential cover-up of sexual abuse and misconduct allegedly perpetrated by Dr. Richard Strauss, who was employed by The Ohio State University from the mid-1970s to the 1990s. Strauss died in 2005, so they're bringing this up now, 20 years ago, and they're saying that Jordan knew about it. Yeah, right. And the guy died too, so perfect for them. They could say whatever they want. So Perkins Coie was the hub used by the Democratic Party to funnel money to Fusion GPS. Obama for America paid $972,000. Why not just say $1 million to Perkins Coie from April 2016 to August 2017. The payments were presented as legal services, but it's highly suspected the money was financing for the phony Steele dossier. Of course it was. Why aren't they releasing all of this? Because everything would be so obvious that Obama paid for the dossier too. Hillary for America paid $5.1 million to Perkins Coie. The DNC paid $5.4 million to Perkins Coie. So you're talking about like 10, 11, $11.5 million to Perkins Coie. So Perkins Coie is also the law firm you can thank for producing the original Obama long-form birth certificate. You know, the birth certificate that proves Trump, Arpaio, and all of us are crazy because he's truly an American citizen. Perkins Coie, home of Bob Bauer, the man who hid Manchu 44's previous life and threatened to sue anyone who would pursue Barack Hussein Obama's personal history and other information contained in the sealed documents. Oh, this is very interesting. I didn't know all of this. That Perkins Coie, isn't that something, right? Isn't that something? Jordan has denied the allegations. Of course not. It's all garbage anyway, and points out the questionable witnesses used by Perkins Coie and promoted by the liberal MSN. So let's take a quick listen because...
I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is they said they reached out to us. They sent it to a non-existent email address. So think about
this. This is Perkins and Coie.
Perkins Coie, Hillary Clinton's law firm. So
Why
the same law firm
Coie?
that can find an ex-British spy to put together a dossier to go after President Trump can't find a congressman's email address, can't get a hold of me, and then they tell the press, we reached out to him, he didn't respond. That is just complete bogus. And I mean, Brett, when we have one of these hearings in Congress, I tell you one thing, every liberal in the country seems to be able to find our phone number and find our address and call us up. But this law firm who's supposedly doing this investigation couldn't find that.
You didn't receive an email from them.
We did not.
You didn't receive any contact from them.
They had not contact. Now they've been in contact with us since they said that, and we're going to sit down with them. We want to get to the truth. If there were people who were abused, they deserve justice. But what has been said about me is completely false. And it's been said by one individual who spent 18 months in prison for fraud, another individual who has this vendetta against Ohio State, who was bilking a fallen Marines fund, who has numerous lawsuits and was arrested. That's the kind of guy the press puts
just
on
to be
TV.
clear,
Yeah, in other words, both of the witnesses have criminal backgrounds, and these are the people who want to take their word over my word. Yeah, exactly. What do the leftists do? Oh, let's not believe Jim Jordan. Let's believe the criminals. Anyway, they're paid off by Hillary. We all know that. You have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to understand that. See video about Jordan's response. Jim Jordan denies knowledge of sexual abuse at Ohio State.
Jordan is accused of knowing about but not reporting a series of sexual assaults by a now deceased wrestling team doctor named Richard Strauss more than 2 decades ago. One of the men who says that Jordan did nothing at the time is named Mike DeSabato.
It was something that we would discuss on a regular basis, mainly with nervous banter, locker room banter. If you've ever been in a male locker room, there's a lot of testosterone, and there was a lot of banter about, Doc being a groper.
Another wrestler disputes that, though. Lee Kemp says this, quote, "The idea that Jim would know of abuse of his wrestlers and do nothing is utterly absurd. I first saw Jim Jordan's tenacity in wrestling. America has seen how tenacious Jim Jordan is in Congress, and that same tenacity is exactly what Jim would have brought to abuse of wrestlers in his charge if he had known about it." That statement and another defending Jordan were distributed by the congressman's office this morning. Ebony.
Peter, let me ask you, it seems here that the center issue is around knowledge. So from what we know so far, how is Jordan planning to defend himself around that issue?
His office says there's nothing to it, Ebony. They sent us this statement. Congressman Jordan never saw any abuse, never heard about any abuse, and never had any abuse reported to him during his time as a coach at Ohio State. He has not been contacted by investigators about the matter, but will assist them in any way they ask, because if what is alleged is true, the victims deserve full justice, a full investigation and justice. Jordan himself later told Politico, "It's not true. I never knew about any type of abuse. If I did, I would have done something about it. And look, if there are people who are abused, then that's terrible, and we want justice to happen." Speaker Ryan's office has also now weighed in. They say these are serious allegations, and Jordan himself is often mentioned as a possible candidate for Speaker once Ryan leaves. Ebony?
All right, Peter, obviously we'll keep following this and bring updates as soon as we have them. Peter Ducey from Washington, D.C. Thank you.
So, in other words, what did Paul Ryan say? Oh, those are serious allegations. I think they're a crock. We have more important problems to think about, and throw those two that are saying about Jim Jordan, throw them in prison. You know what the problem is? All these people bringing up accusations from 20 years ago, when they're proven that they're wrong, they're not thrown in prison for a defamation of character and for causing so much ruckus. You know, come on. 20 years later, listen, they don't want Jim Jordan in. That's why the Democrats got the law firm to go after Jim Jordan. You see what I'm saying? It's so obvious. I mean, and Jim Jordan holds back a lot because he could come right out and say, "Listen, Hillary," and call her out by name. "Listen, Hillary, stop your game playing, because we're all onto your crap, and we're going to bring you down whether you like it or not." You know? Something like that on live television. Tell her straight up. And tell that Rosenstein also straight up that we're not going to take your crap anymore. I don't believe them at all, MSNBC. President Trump on Representative Jim Jordan. Of course we don't believe the idiots, the criminals. We're going to believe the criminals that they're making these accusations 20 years later with the law firm Perkins Coie. I mean, really? I believe him. Jordan is one of the most outstanding people I've ever seen in Washington. Yeah, and I believe him 100%. No question in my mind. I believe Jim Jordan 100%, an outstanding man. We all do. We all do. We're going to take two criminals along with that law firm. You know, that law firm should be prosecuted. That law firm for taking on this kind of garbage, you know. Sadly, one party in America today, the communist Democrats, have no agenda and only use fake news and slander as their political weapons, just like the Nazis and communist regimes of the past and present. Americans see through this. Jim Jordan is a patriot and a winner. The Dems' agenda to smear him will fail. America was built by winners, not slimy slanderers. And the Democrats are going to be out for a very, very long time if they ever win another election after all of this that's taking place. Because people have awoken and they're walking away, and it's about time, because that's all they have is just to be nasty to other people, anybody that wants anything good for this country. Enough is enough. You got about, maybe at this point, maybe 10-15% of idiots that follow this party, and they make a big uproar to make everybody think that the Democrats have people. They don't have crap at this point. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.